Live streaming is on.
And it looks like we are actually live. All right.
Yay.
Yay. All right. Welcome, everybody, for the regular Pennsylvania Pirates meeting. Today is the 6th of July, 2022. And we're a little light on people today, but that's okay. We're going to still run through what we've got and maybe hold off votes till we get a larger quorum per se. My name is Drew Bingaman. I am the captain of the Pennsylvania Pirate Party. Johnny, I'll let you do your intro.
Hi, I'm John Robinson. I am the secretary of the Pennsylvania Pirate Party.
And we have a listening member in here who would be a youth member. Matt, if you want to say hi, go ahead.
Matt.
Oh, well, we didn't hear you if you did say hi. That's either way, it's all good. Matt is new to the Pennsylvania Pirates, and hopefully we are not scaring the shit out of him as he listens to us here ramble on just between Johnny and I. We have, let's see here. Let me pull up we ran some Facebook ads, mostly for getting new members and clicks on the website. And according to, I spent $25. That's $5 a day for 5 days. So it was relatively cheap. And Facebook tells me that we reached 3,028 people and got 88 link clicks. So we spent 28 cents per link click. That is the total over the 5 days that we ran ads. Now, we also got 5 new contacts in that period that came to the website and actually clicked through, filled out the form, and joined our list. So we got 5 new potential volunteers, or at least members, and they have been receiving my email since they joined up. And on that note, anybody that has signed up on the website, keep an eye out for emails from me, captain@papirates.org. They may be going to spam. Just keep an eye on that. Let's see here. And don't have a whole lot else other than, do you have any other ideas for outreach, Johnny? What might be a good thing to do next?
There are 2 different arenas for outreach.
Yeah.
At least. There's in real life and there's social media.
Mm-hmm.
Should not get too comfortable relying on social media for outreach.
Oh, yeah.
But that being said, that may be the most efficient way we can do outreach right now. So,
right,
fine line there. We could explore maybe trying a room on Twitter where they're doing like a live talk or a thing on Twitter. We could try something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe Facebook has something similar.
I think they might. I might have to look into that. They do have like a room system or something, but I haven't really looked to see what that actually entails. So I don't know and the other part of it is I don't know like if it's like this where we need our back end, we need the back end software to make it work before we just broadcast to Facebook. That would be just something I'd have to look into to see. But I think it's
that difficult for you.
No, usually not. I will definitely look into that. If you want to look into the Twitter thing,
I will. Something else we could look into perhaps is a Facebook AMA.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, those are a bit, well, you pay your money, you take your chances, sort of thing. But
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be that boring if we get engagement.
No, I don't think so. No, those are good ideas. There's an AMA, Facebook room, and we got Twitter. Do you know what do they call that on Twitter?
I think it's like hosting a space. I think
Space.
I'll have to double check on that.
Okay. I personally hate Twitter because I think it's a complete cesspool. So I really don't use it very much.
Oh. I mean, what I find useful about Twitter is it's a very low impact website,
Mm-hmm.
in that you don't have to. It's mostly text. You can't just rely on text, which is good if you're in a situation where you don't have great internet service. So if you need your social media fix, it's a low impact way of getting it.
Right.
I do find myself on there quite a bit. But I can definitely look into doing a live thing on there. Because I mean, you always see them. I'd kind of be interested to get in on that. As for other outreach, how does one outreach?
How does one outreach? Yeah, I know, right? It's the ultimate question. I mean, the biggest success, honestly, I think is it's an expense is direct mail. I mean, direct mail is where you get usually your best responses. That being said, I don't know, because you end up having to buy your list and buy your or pay the whoever's sending the bulk mail. They charge for whatever list you're going after. And
what kind of list would we go after at this point?
I don't know. That would be the other part of it. Is we need that would be part of the process of figuring that out. Yeah, no, go ahead.
More than getting connected with our audience, we need to get an audience. We need to let people know that we exist, that we are a thing, that we are an option. So, how do we let people know that we are an option?
That is something that, yeah, that's a good question.
Well, a press release. I don't think we've done a press release, have we?
No, we haven't done a press release yet. No.
That might be something. We can also just cold contact media that might find it interesting to talk to us.
Yeah, I have on my list to get on the. I'm pretty good. I have a pretty good in with there's a local political talk show that they have every day. Okay. And in my town, I've been on a few times in the past. I probably need to, now that we're in the kind of the in between and there's not a whole lot going on with like elections at the moment. It'd be a good time to probably schedule a visit to the On the Mark show. I can do that. Adam, welcome.
How do?
How we doing?
All right. How about you guys?
Oh, doing all right. Have you gotten a chance to look at the platform at all?
I read some of it. I want to say like the first third. It's just the last couple of weeks have just been like a
I gotcha.
Monsoon.
No problem. Well then I as far as I'm concerned, Did you see anything that you had concerns or problems with
Um,
or questions?
not off the top of my head. I probably
Okay.
will be giving it like another, like finishing up my once over, and you know,
That's good. All right. We can hold
honestly,
on.
my
Go ahead.
positions on certain issues don't really like. I don't let those things come into play unless, other than like certain core issues. So to me, it's like even if I'm feel someone opposed to something, I'm not going to bother with like, you know,
It's not the end of the world for you.
right? Like I care about some issues slightly more than others. So
Okay. Well, I'll let you do your due diligence on that, and before I ask you to give us a vote on it. I didn't want to just do a vote for one or two people here on the
right.
on the call. So we will move. If nobody has a problem with that, we'll move that to our next meeting to vote on platform, since we're a little short this week. Basically, other than that, Adam, I was giving Johnny the rundown that I spent $25 on Facebook ads. We got 5 new contacts out of that. And we got a reach of like just over 3,000. And we were talking about any other good ways to maybe continue that outreach like that. That was an ad I ran for 5 days for $25. So it was $5 a day over 5 days, and we got total 3,028 people reached and 88 people clicking our links. And we got 5 people that actually went onto our website, not Facebook, and clicked through to on the info page and signed up to be on our contact list. So
That sounds like that was money well spent.
I think so. I think that was pretty good, and I'm gonna run it again probably later this month and see how it goes. We were just talking about maybe doing some a room on Facebook or an AMA, or maybe a Twitter space, which Johnny and I are each gonna kind of take a piece of and try to see if we can schedule those to see if maybe we can get some responses.
Yeah.
Another way for outreach. But the other thing Johnny was saying is that we basically do need to build an audience at this point before we can really start leveraging them. So if you've got any creative ways for outreach, we're all ears, even if you don't think about it tonight.
I heard you had mentioned the talk show you were going on, which sort of dovetails with something I was thinking about recently, was like a podcast of some type.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we have been doing our every other between meetings. We've been doing our Pirates 101, which is on the YouTube page, which is now going to be, this will be streaming on the YouTube page also, and you can go back and watch those. I mean, we could probably promote those a little bit better too. Get those shared out there.
Yes.
Because those actually have topics that we're where we're talking about pirate politics and stuff. So pirate politics, core values.
Mesh those with the Facebook ads to where you time it so that the ads run.
We could mention the shows in the ad.
That's true.
Like you run it for a certain amount of time prior to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like 3 days, 4 days, whatever, so that people are saying like, oh, there's more to this.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are video, some people are they like to read. I like to read. I don't really like to watch videos, but
yeah,
there's a lot of people out there hooked on video content, algorithms, all that stuff.
Yes, that is very true. All right, that's good.
My wife's one of those people that I try to talk to her when she's watching TikTok, and it's like, hello. You hear me?
True.
Yeah.
Here's something we need to consider with the outreach.
Mm-hmm.
I know the perfect avenue for finding our demographic.
Okay.
Does Ken Krawchuk have any enemies in terms of podcasts or radio?
He has enemies, but I don't know.
Anyone who's an enemy of Ken Krawchuk is someone we should cultivate.
Probably.
As someone to talk to.
I could maybe reach out to a couple people on that.
Why does that name sound familiar?
Libertarian, former libertarian candidate for governor, also judicial chair, big Mises Caucus guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a big grudge against me. I don't know why, but he hates me. Basically, because at one point I was the judicial chair too. After him, because he was pulling some bullshit, and I didn't put up with his bullshit. So obviously I'm an evil person. And then that grudge just expanded tremendously. I don't know. Yeah, it's actually not bad. I have a couple people I can reach out to. I know I have been on with David Valente on his show. His political deep dive.
Okay.
I don't know if anything's really come out of that, but
it's probably not going to go anywhere. But I think somebody followed me on Instagram that I think does like a show.
Oh,
and it's
okay.
somewhat political in nature. I gotta double check.
Well, that's cool.
I have a few scattered accounts. So I gotta see which one it was.
All right. Well, that's cool. Yeah. So, anyways, it's a brainstorming. That's obviously going to be a continual. This is obviously going to be a continual thing. This isn't something we're going to solve in an hour meeting. But that's kind of where we're at, though. Is that, and then probably people start thinking about if any of us, which I am going to be, if any of us are going to be looking to run for local office next year, and we can always talk about what sorts of offices are out there and don't necessarily take a lot of time to be an elected official. So I think I have an outline for a running for third party political office in Pennsylvania, kind of a whole like class type of a thing. And I might look at putting that together.
Any type of primer would be great, because I can tell you, just from my experience from trying to get info for running where I am for the last God knows how long, 5, 6, 7 years, there was no, at least from like the libertarian side of things, like the official LPPA, there was no like, oh, go here and like look at this resource that we have that like maps it out. Like, I don't know. I was trying to figure out like which seats were like open during which cycles and like what to do to like get on that. So like, yeah, any kind of primer that's like A, B, C, and D.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of that information. I do have a lot of that information now. Some of it is going to be, some of it is going to be telling you to go to your county, and you need to get some information from your county officials.
That's literally what I was told at least half the time.
Yeah,
when I need to comment about it.
Honestly, it's not most of it. It's some of it, because there's some things that really only only your county board of elections can really tell you. Like your county board of elections can only really tell you how many minimum signatures it takes for one specific office. Like, I can give you ideas. I know ballparks, but every position across the state has a different number. There's a formula that they use, and that they have to for third parties, they have to come up with a number every year for every position. So that's just one of the things. Usually we can get paperwork from the Department of State, most of the paperwork, if not everything you need. So that's not something you necessarily need from the. You can get it from your local elections office.
Yeah.
But if your local elections office sucks, then which I would say about at least a third of the state, that's the case.
Yep.
I'm pretty lucky that I have a very good relationship with my guys locally, in a couple of counties here, but yeah, I definitely have. Well, let's put it this way. We've been running candidates since 2013, so I have a lot of experience with local candidates and getting them on the ballot and that sort of stuff. So I do have an outline, which I fill in with, stuff that I think of. I don't have it completely all written out. It's mostly an outline. But yeah, I can definitely set up a class, and we can probably do that later this year. I would probably almost want to do that post-November election, because then we can get people thinking about local office next year. And we could do it again in the spring. And the nice thing about that is that basically everything I'm going to tell everybody is it doesn't matter what third party you are. It's valid for basically everybody. So it's not something we have to be proprietary about, and we can definitely share with any people of other third party or independent persuasions. Yeah. So that's definitely something I want to do, and we should do.
Yeah, I think with the political climate we're in now, I feel like there's a groundswell of people who might look to get into that, both before and after, like you said. So kind of, even if it's just telling somebody who isn't necessarily aligned with this party, like, oh, this is how you do it. Like, just bumping those third party numbers up is going to do a lot to, like.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty much at the point where I'm really not going to be too worried about supporting somebody that's not a pirate. I'm going to be less supportive of people that are Democrats and Republicans, and the only time I'm going to actually be supporting them is if they're actually like somebody I know personally.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think I'm pretty much going to be supporting almost all third parties. Now, I mean, there are certain lines. Like, I don't have any interest in supporting any of the libertarian candidates from the Mises Caucus this year. But that being said, that's just me personally, and I'm not gonna begrudge anybody else from doing that if they want to. So
honestly, I couldn't even tell you what they've been up to, because it just seems like, outside of admittedly a couple of well-made Facebook memes and posts,
right.
I haven't seen any kind of traction on, like, real world action on some of the stuff that we're dealing with this cycle. Like, this whole upcoming election is an absolute shit show, and no matter who wins, we're all fucked. So it's like, this is the time to get out there.
They seem to be promoting a quote unquote national divorce as a solution to all our problems.
Well, great.
I'll just say, I for one am very much in favor of balkanization.
I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. Although,
I mean, obviously, by all peaceful means, but like,
I don't like our neighbors. Let's put it that way. I don't like if it was so. Even Ohio is still a little is iffy. Like, our neighbors right now are New York, New Jersey, Maryland, and Delaware. And like, maybe Delaware might be the most chill place out of everybody, but everybody else sucks.
Yeah.
that's the bad side. If when you're talking about balkanization, if you're talking about where
Where we are, yeah, it's
so
definitely
yeah,
crappy.
yeah, regionalization is definitely a crappy. Yeah, we're in a bad place. Like if we could just carve off New York City and give that to New Jersey, like, and maybe the suburbs there of New York and Long Island, give that to Jersey, and then we can take the rest of New York. It probably wouldn't be that bad, but
It's always funny to me that like this is supposed to be a very heavily liberal, heavily democratic area, but like literally once you leave the cities,
oh yeah,
it's
definitely.
pretty. It's still incredibly rural, and most people are still just
Yeah,
leaving alone. It's just so odd how that dichotomy exists in such a small area up here.
my problem with Democrats and anybody that considers themselves whatever they call when they call themselves modern progressives is that it's always about just taxing the shit out of people.
Yep.
And
you need to do this, and for the
yeah,
common good stuff that's like, will somebody please think of the children type shit.
yeah, and I mean there's nothing bad about that. It's just the way that they go about it. I think that's just it. I think it's the way that they go about it, because
It's very our way or the highway. Like, you don't care about people unless you support how we care about people. Otherwise, you're this and you're that. You're 9 different type of an ist.
Well, and on the flip side of that, I mean, we just got done with 2 years of Republicans telling the government that they didn't want the government being involved in their medical decisions, and now we have the overturn of Roe v. Wade. So there's hypocrisy on both sides, and that's my biggest problem with the duopoly is they both say they're for personal freedom, but neither one ultimately is. It's part of one and part of another, and in the end, you can't even put them together to make a good.
Yeah, it's all. I was reading something today about this new Republicans for Shapiro group, and it's like a who's who of like former Republican leaders, like down from this area and kind of Pittsburgh area, and it's like, are you even bothering anymore? Like, we all can see that you're all just glad handing each other. Like,
yeah. Well, Matt, I still say though, do not take this as an endorsement of Shapiro, by any means. But Mastriano with a Republican legislature behind him would be an unmitigated disaster. I think Shapiro's going to suck, but
I mean, the one saving grace of that is I don't think he would have a Republican legislature behind it, because so many Republicans are coming out for Shapiro.
Yeah, you have Republicans today that are like constitutional carry was voted against, I think, by like 7 Republicans, and some of them were like in my area, which like pissed me off because when I see them at like the parades and all that stuff, and it's like, yeah, pro 2A and all this other stuff, and then all of a sudden when the heat gets turned up, it's like, well, maybe I should consider the other point. Like,
that's
no,
not what it really means. It doesn't really mean that. Okay.
I mean, yeah, Mastriano is just. I mean, I get some of what he's saying, but like, you're gonna run into a brick wall, man. Like, this type of shit, you have no nuance. Like, it's just people are kind of tired of that at this point. And
yeah,
Shapiro committing felonies to run a puff piece news story.
Yeah, it's not a good. I didn't hear about that. Let's deal with that.
He's like a big like gun grabber type.
Yeah,
and so basically, long story short, somebody was running a story about straw purchases and the gun show loophole and all those other trite cliches about guns, and
that are really just nothing but hype and scare tactics.
Right, but I think I forget the specific details, but he basically committed a felony in assisting the people working on the story. He basically helped them purchase guns illegally so that they could say that they purchase guns illegally, and that's why we need to close the loophole. And it was like, you're the AG, you're top cop, man. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
You're willing to commit felonies just to push a narrative?
Journalists have done that in the past, where they do that, where they actually end up commit a crime to show how quote unquote easy it is to buy a gun. Yeah, well, you just committed a crime, and the person that sold you the gun committed a crime. You know, there's already a law against what you just did. That's, yeah. I've heard of that before. I didn't hear of this latest one with him being involved, but it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it was probably like 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
Awesome.
Sorry, it's smoke o'clock.
That's fine. Don't matter. Ain't bothering me none. All right, gentlemen. I don't know if is there anything else anybody has that we should discuss before we wrap this up? Because the only other thing what we really need to do is just think about outreach, and then go over the platform and and see if you're comfortable with what we've got. And and Adam, have you been getting my emails that I've been sending out? If not, check your spam for Captain at PA Pirates.
Yeah, I'm gonna look. I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember what email I gave you. Oh, I did, because I got your reminder about it.
Okay.
Right,
yeah, it was sent to the same email. Okay. Yeah, and yeah, all the links to everything is in there too. So if you're looking for that, or if you need any info for links for anything, let me know. I'll get it to you.
Yeah.
Anything else? Johnny, do you have anything?
I don't have anything right now. I'm going to try to develop some ideas for outreach and come back with them next time.
Okay.
I'm also going to finally get around to posting the platform to the platform committee for the U.S. Pirates.
Okay, that sounds good.
How did we have something going on with them recently? Like, wasn't there something where we were asking for like official recognition?
We did get that. We finished everything we needed to finish for that, and we did receive full recognition. And right now I am acting as our representative with, I think Ed is our backup for that. So for their weekly board meetings. So yes, we are an official affiliate of the USPP.
Very cool. That's good to know we got that through.
Okay, one last thing we do need to talk about. Wednesday the 20th is 2 weeks from now. Does that work for our next meeting? Anybody have an objection to that, or?
Yeah, that works, because that weekend and the next week I'm basically gone. I'm on vacation, so.
Okay. All right. Same bat time, same bat channel. And no worries if you're running late, Adam. It's cool. Okay. And we got that. And if one of you gentlemen wants to make an motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Is there a second? Okay, well then I'm the only one that could object, and I'm not going to. So we are adjourned. Anybody that actually suffered through watching this, God bless you. And I'm not a religious person, but you know, that's more of a.
Oh, we're live. I didn't see that.
Yes, we are. We are live, and it's just gonna. We switched it to live. I switched it to live so that we can make it a little easier on our. Anybody requesting to go back and look at the last meetings I can direct them back to the YouTube page. Say, here you go. Here's what we did. But if you want to make sure and you want to actually hear all the actual words we used, you can go watch it on YouTube. So, all right. Well, thank you, everybody.
All right, gentlemen.
Thanks for joining us. And have a great night. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right. See you guys.